Ladies and gentlemen, let me see here. That demolisher, God bless you now. God bless you. Y'all gotta forgive me. Turn this light up. Y'all forgive me, my light was kind of low. Had a gentleman in the office last night was using the office and had the light low, and I'm like, my goodness, man. It's like, if you gonna come in here and use my office, turn the light up when you get out the office. Dr. Evan, I told him, man, listen, that's your first and last time using my office. You want to come in here and talk to my audience and got the light all low. I'm out there, I hear the man hollering at people. I say, listen, man, we ain't gonna be able to do this. So that's why I put on there one of one, because y'all know I really don't stamp people, really don't promote people. So that's why I put on there Dr. Evan, what's his last name? Dr. Evan Emmanuel, one of one. That's why I put one of one, because I had a feeling just by what he had on that it wasn't gonna be too many collaborations. So I said, this just one on one. But that's just how it be, in these day and age. I shot a talks with Tony. It's still processing. It'll go up later today, the talks with Tony. But I wanted to pop on live because in one of the talks with Tony, she said something, and it made me think. It made me think. And I want to be honest with y'all and help you understand this now. One of the talks with Tony, she said her friends listen to The Man in the Dark. And I guess she kind of was almost saying he sounded like Dr. Evan. And so I'm like, and I'm going to tell you something. I said something on that video. It'll go up probably like 4 p.m. Eastern. I said something. Oh my goodness, this man left these glasses in here. My goodness. And these glasses too big. And the man had a cigar. Man had a cigar, a little fake cigar. I guess that was part of his costume, but he forgot to use it. So she said something about her friends watched The Man in the Dark, and that they say, guys, and they say it's just for entertainment. And I want to help y'all understand it's nothing for entertainment. Nothing is for entertainment. Like, if I watch a show on Netflix, like for example, I came on YouTube and I seen a short. It was like a short. It said something about a short, and it said something about how they be looking or something that look. And it was a short of a young lady, doing a funny skit. And she with her man, and a guy walked by, and she looked at the guy who walked by with his lady. And then her guy like, what you looking at him so hard for? So just by me watching that, I'm like, oh, that what my wife be doing? Get a little sneak quick look at a man. Oh, so that what y'all be doing? I sent it to my wife. How y'all, and I text her, this how y'all be. It's nothing that you watch that's just for entertainment. And when I sent that, it's really for her to write back, boy, please stop trying me like that. I don't be doing that. You really want that kind of thing, and it plays on your insecurity, and it's a complete joke. So like last night when the doctor came on, I thought about it later. That'll hurt the feelings. That could hurt the feelings of a man in a wheelchair when you honest about it. And I apologize for that. I really want to apologize for that. A woman who 5'4" and 140 pounds, that is a perfect size. But because of Dr. Evans, she might think something wrong with her. That's a perfect size. Right amount of thickness. That might be the perfect size. But she'll think something wrong with her because of what Dr. Evans said. And that's why I try to tell you that I said something on the video, and I was talking about wearing protection with your wife if she don't have birth control or don't believe in birth control or whatever it may be, and how there could be a man like myself who don't have any problem with that or had a problem with that, but then thought about it logically and says it's nothing. Like, we're still coming together, still getting the same results, still getting the same, like, it's not a big deal. And now the woman don't have to, if it just, she ain't got to be inconvenienced. If it's on a lunch break and you don't have that, and then that happened, that lady going back to work and got a little flow going from what she did with her husband on lunch break if he didn't wear nothing. You see what I'm saying? So the man could say, hey, it's a little lunch break. She ain't got time to take no whole shower, wash her face off, put her face back on, or get in there, get wet. This is a hypothetical scenario. So she say, okay, can you put something on if we want to do this little? And the man say, yeah. Well, do you know, if he go listen to a man who say, you should never have to put no protection on when you with your wife. You should never have to do this, never have to do that. Your wife ought to cook every day. The woman ought to, if you take a woman on a date, that woman's supposed to be ready to get in that bed. If you go on a date after 5 o'clock, so all of this stuff, it takes hold, it takes root. There's no just watching stuff for entertainment. Because one thing about humans is we want stuff to play in our favor. We want to be catered to. It's just like if a woman hears you should never have to work, you should get money to spend however you want to spend it every week. A man should not be talking to you about a budget. You are a queen, and his job is to provide, to take care of you. You shouldn't have to hear about a budget. You shouldn't have to hear about pinching pennies or cutting the costs or counting the costs. Even though you know that's not logically right, if you hear that, it could make you question your relationship because your man is financially savvy, or he is frugal, or he is a budgeter. It could make you look at him sideways if this other woman has a free for all on her spending. And so we have to think about that. Is when you hear something, it takes root in your life, and you're gonna start to believe that. And so I could go look at one of these men channels. And so what y'all have to realize with Dr. Evan last night, me personally, I'll be honest with you, I've never watched one of the men in the dark, one of the podcast men. I've never watched them like watch the whole show. I just see the snippets that y'all DM to me. Y'all DM me snippets, so I see the snippets, and the snippet might be a minute to 3 minutes long. I've seen a few of those, and that's the stuff I've heard. That's the vibe I've picked up. And what Dr. Evan did last night, that was just a one-time thing. Not finna be no series or nothing like that. Just a one-time thing. And that was complete impromptu. Not rehearsed, nothing written down, just off the top of the head. And so from what I've seen, from the clips y'all seen me, that's kind of what I grasped from it. And when you think about this, think about if you could see a clip and it be stuff like that, that's so, crazy. What that's gonna do if a man don't watch the stuff, but he see these clips, just like what I see, he start to question his marriage. He'll start to question his woman's independence, question her the agency she has in her life, the man will start to question the union, and it'll start to deteriorate the relationship. So for every relationship, it's different. So even what I talk about, you can't, if you're gonna listen, you gotta be able to listen with ears in a way that you can refute it internally if it's not for you. But sometimes we listen and subconsciously we pick it up or we believe it and we don't refute it consciously. So if you don't refute it consciously, then you're going to make the mistake. You're going to make the mistake. You're going to make the mistake of embodying what you've heard. And so with the way our life is in my house, we have my wife, right now my mother-in-law has been cooking for us, because she don't have a job or she'll work sometimes, but she been cooking for us. But with our schedule, we literally ripping and running all day long with our sons both being in sports and they play multiple sports or on multiple teams. So my wife might get to cook realistically 1 to 4 times a month. If I go to one of these men channel, they're gonna say if you work and you pay the bills and you providing a living, your woman should be cooking now about every day. If I don't have the sense enough to look at my situation being a unique situation that's completely different, then I'll be looking at my wife with a side eye. A man who not married could say anything because he not married, he don't got kids, that he raising with his wife in the home. So it's totally different lifestyle if a man has a wife, got kids, they living together, the kids in activities, and he taking advice from a single man who want a woman to be his robot or his slave. And especially single men who all of their marriages and relationships have failed. But now they got a platform and they giving this advice. So one of the things you got to look out for as a woman, for women, for one, you got to look out, make sure that you don't be listening and watching these channels out here, all these different movements, that you don't go watch it talking about, oh, I'm going to watch this for knowledge. No, because the men who doing it the right way and the women who doing it the right way going to give you the knowledge of the games that's being played. But you're going to tell yourself, oh, I'm going to go watch this stuff over here for knowledge, but you're going to start to believe it. You're going to start to make yourself a slave or a robot because of what this person is saying. And it's a whole lot of women that believe these single men that's giving them relationship advice, that's telling them who they need to be. And what a lot of the women don't believe is, what a lot of women don't understand is that these men with these failed relationships who got these podcasts and got these YouTube channels and got these Instagrams, but they're not in a relationship, these men are trying to prepare women, trying to create the type of woman that they ex would not be, because they wanted her to just lay down and not have a voice, not be a person with a heart. They wanted her to basically be a robot. And so these men trying to create women like that. And then these men taking and getting these type of women. These men looking for these type of women. And so like one of my clients sent me a picture of the man in the dark with a rapper. I don't know what the video gonna be about or what the song is about, but essentially what that said to me is, if this rapper who have countless baby mamas, who done did these women wrong, look up to this man, he comfortable with him, he promoting and propelling his platform, that tell you what type of man his message is building. The type of men who got multiple baby mamas. and who live in that life, who don't want to settle down, who don't want to be with one woman, who don't want to be faithful, who don't want a woman to have rights and a voice and strength. That show you what that's the stamp. And so with my message and the men who have a message like mine, those rappers and stuff, they run from our message. We make them uncomfortable because we saying be with one woman, get married, and be 100% faithful. So a lot of guys run from our message. And it's guys that ask the question, well, why don't Tony Gaskins have a lot of male supporters? It's because the message make men uncomfortable because I'm holding us accountable and I'm asking us to be better. So a lot of times men got to watch in silence, and it hit them and it hurt them because I done been in that place. I done been sitting in a sermon and the pastor talking about what I'm doing to my girlfriend, and he calling me a punk. He calling me a punk. And it hurt me, it angers me, it make me mad at him. But when my head hit the pillow, I say, you know what? He's right. I am a punk. He's right. I got to change my life. I'm not being a man. And so when that taking happened, that's what happened to these men when they hear a message that challenge you. And every man know this. We as men, we know this. So to the fellas, listen. I ain't trying to bash you. I'm trying to build you. I ain't trying to whip you. I'm trying to help you. Because I know what it feel like as a man on this side of life. See, I was a man that slept with 3 women in one day in a 24-hour period. And that's what a lot of men chasing today. I was a man who could sleep with 50 women or more in 1 year. I was that loss of a man. I was that confused, broken, ignorant, whatever you would label it. I was a young man learning my way. But it's men today, I was 19, 20 years old. It's men today in their 40s pursuing that, desiring that. They want that. So that's why I'm trying to let men know the reason why my message is the way it is because I done been on that side. That's dominating a woman. That's dogging a woman. That's mistreating a woman. That's taking a woman for granted. I done been on that side. Reality check, God bless you now. And now I'm on this side. Married, 100% faithful. And I'm going to tell you, and if you don't believe me, get in touch with Jeff Bezos. Get in touch with Jeff Bezos. Get in touch with Mark Zuckerberg. Get in touch with Bill Gates. Say, hey, y'all put together $1 billion and offer $1 billion to Tony Gaskins to go back to being a player. And let's see if he going to take it. Let's see if he going to take it. I wouldn't accept $1 billion to go back to the man I was because it's so much just insecurity there. It's so much pain there. It's so much confusion there. It's so much loneliness there. It's so much weakness there. Being the man I am today, I know I could become a billionaire because of the strength, because of the confidence, because of the self-discipline. And this is what I'm trying to get men to understand. This ain't about bashing men. This ain't about promoting women. This ain't about being just taking up for the woman. This is about us as men becoming men. And the thing about it, and what I try to get men to realize is the real women, men say, well, why be so many women in the comments? It's really because those women are crying out for men to be men, for men to stop emulating the men in the dark with stuff spinning on their desk and looking up to that, talking about a godfather, and taking relationship advice from unmarried men who had multiple failed marriages, who talk to women like trash. The women screaming out saying, be a real man. And so it's like, you could be that type of man that look down on a woman, that talk down to a woman, that disrespect women and want women to play this role or be in this little place, you could do that, but you're going to attract no good, spineless, broken women who are not an asset. They're a liability. But when you become a real man, you're then going to attract strong women. When you become a strong man, a real man, you're going to attract a strong woman who can be an asset to your life, who can help get you to that next level, because she's not going to allow you to settle for less than, because she has high standards for herself. So she want to be better, so she wants you to be better. She want to do right, so she wants you to do right. So that's what men don't understand. It's like, yeah, you could get all these women, but I just seen last night, I ain't get to watch it, but they were saying the rapper who got killed, Pop Smoke, was set up by his girlfriend or a young lady. And I remember Sean Taylor, the NFL player, they say he was set up by a woman. I remember Steve McNair, the quarterback. The woman took his life and took her life. And or somebody else took their life. And Steve McNair, I think, was married at the time. And it's like, men don't realize this, when you taking these messages from these men who are not married, or they might be married, but they in an unhealthy marriage because they dominating their woman. When you taking these messages from these men, you going to attract women who are liabilities. You're going to attract women who will steal from you. You're going to attract women who are going to use you. You're going to attract women who will set you up to be robbed so that they could get tens of thousands of dollars. You're going to attract women who are going to embezzle money out your, out your account. When you listen to these men who are not married and happy about a relationship, you're not going to build as a strong, independent, motivated, disciplined man. You're going to be a weak man who need a woman to be weaker than you so that you could feel like a real man. That's what you're going to become. And then you're going to attract a woman who is weaker than you. And her weakness makes her susceptible to cheating and to setting you up. So while y'all listen to this man and these other men on these podcasts telling y'all and making you feel that because you make money as a man, that makes you a man. And then they'll try to offset it sometime and say, oh, well, you can't be broke and be wanting no woman, and you can't be broke and don't want to pay for a date, and you can't be this and that. But it doesn't balance the scales. Telling a man, oh, you broke, so you shouldn't be dating, that don't take away from when you told him that if he take a woman on a date after 5, he should be able to expect to sleep with her. That don't take away from that. It don't balance. My brown and beautiful, God bless you now. Jay say, God bless you now. It don't balance it out. And so I see sometimes, I saw a woman reposting one of these men who got these crazy messages and talking about, oh, he go at the men too. Yeah, it don't, but he going at the men about, not about being faithful, not going at the men about, having character and loving a woman and respecting that woman's body and treating that woman like God's child, even if she got 3 kids. Don't matter how many kids she got, she's still God's daughter. She's still a human being. And don't tell the men that they're trash and that they should not have standards if they have multiple kids or multiple kids with baby mamas or even one child. These men making women feel like they worthless with one child. But then the men be walking around with multiple children and not married to any of the mothers of their children, and calling themselves a high value man. So how is the woman a less than for having a child, or for having had slept with a man, for not being a virgin, but the man is not less than for not being a virgin or for having children? And see, this is the thing. It's not balancing the scale. So it's giving men, especially insecure men, weak men, broken men, who already, and I seen this guy who he probably cheated on his wife and he got caught. And so when I got a reel on Instagram and it say weak men cheat. Guy tried to come in the comments and argue semantics, talking about, oh, cheating is a result of a person being hurt or lost or confused. It's not about weakness or strength. So it's to call someone who cheats weak is to not see the forest for the trees, or something he pulled out his behind. And I wrote the man, I say, you arguing semantics. Don't come over here. To be broken is to be weakened. To be lost is to be weakened. To be in pain is to be weakened. So when I say weak men cheat, same goes for weak women cheat. It means that you are not strengthened. It means that you are not enlightened. It means that you are not walking in self-love. And so this is what these men try to do. Even the ones who try to pretend like they are. So when I was a cheater, I was a weak man. I was a lost man. I was a ignorant man. It's any word. I was a conniving man. I was a deceiving man. I was an untrustworthy man. It's any word you could put on there. I was a punk. It's any word you could put on it. It is what it is. It is what it is, but we have to realize that. And when we realize that, that's when we can grow and change. That's when we can make a change, and that's when we can become better. That's when we can become different. And so that's the thing what I was trying to get old boy to understand. And I told him, don't come on my videos trying to argue semantics, trying to build your little brand. And y'all give me 1 second. I got to set up this here Zoom because I got another Zoom with a young lady here in 15 minutes about what we did yesterday, the online dating stories. So yeah, let me get this real quick, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Right here. And so this is the thing, is we got to be able to get to a place to where we could be real with ourselves. Where we could be real with ourselves. And as men, because here's the thing, it's like soothing to sore ears. It's soothing to sore ears when you hear another man give you an out. When you hear a man give you an out, when you hear a man tell a woman that she less than, basically, in so many words, when you hear a man tell a woman that she got to, do this and do that to please you and to get you and all of this and that. When you hear another man tell you that as a man, it speaks to your brokenness. It speaks to the weakness that's inside of you. It speaks to you there. So you gravitate toward that because your pain and your brokenness wants to put somebody under your foot. You want to make somebody less than you. You want to put them down. Like you want somebody to soothe your pain. You want somebody to be able to take up for you like that, in a sense to where they taking your pain away. And so that's what a lot of men don't realize when you listening to that. When you listen to these men who giving you this out, is weakening you, not strengthening you. The message you want to hear is the message that's going to challenge you, the message that's going to make you mad, the message that's going to feel like it's almost unfair because it's asking you to grow and it's asking you to be better. And it's not talking to the other person, it's talking directly to you. The problem with us as men today is we don't want to hear a message for us. We want to hear a message that go both ways. We want to hear a message that just speak to the woman. We want to hear, so men will see a message from me and say, "Oh, this go both ways. Why you always just bashing the men?" And it's like, okay, so when you go over to the men who bashing women, why you not checking him? You enjoy that. You hitting the like button on that. You in the comments adding on to it. But when you hear a message that's not bashing you, it's checking you, it's challenging you, it's holding you accountable as a man. Oh, you don't want to hear that. Oh, you don't want to hear that. And so we have men who call themselves alpha males, but you're not an alpha male if you mistreat a woman. You're not an alpha male if you got to use a woman for her body. You're not no alpha male if you don't want to protect and provide for a woman. You're not an alpha male if you think a woman got to lay down and let you do whatever you want to do. Let you just have your way and you just sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, cheat how you want to cheat, have your option. You're not no alpha male. That's where you will be a beta male. And I'm just using the terminology they use out there. I don't even believe in them words. Alpha male, beta male, and all that nonsense. But one is to be strong and one is to be weak. You're not a strong man if you break the back of a woman. You're not a strong man if you require that a woman be weak. You're not no strong man. So if a woman can't have agency over her life, if a woman can't be a human, Tony on point day, hey, Tony, hey, on point every day now. Heard an athlete said that. They say, "You're a good athlete." He said, "Hey, don't slight me. Great athlete." I said, "Okay, I like that now." We got to normalize healthy confidence too. But yeah, so listen to me. You as a man, you got to be able to say, you know what? If this woman can't have agency over her life, and this is what I had to realize as a man, and it bothers me when I hear these messages from men. I hear these messages from men. I be like, is my wife doing enough to please me? What else she need to be doing? But then I have to snap out of it, and I got to remind myself she a human. She a human. She not my love slave. She not my robot. She a human. I got to talk to Mark Zuckerberg if I want a robot. She a human. And so I had to realize, okay, and I saw this lady post something. I saw a lady posted and showed up on my popular page, and she was talking about the act of man and woman. And she was like, it is for both people. And she was talking to the woman like, don't feel like you gotta be this person that just jump on your back all the time. Like this is an experience for you, and you have to help your man understand what gets you into that mood and help him understand if it's a process for you, like having dinner together, playing a game together, having a good conversation together, and then you are in that mood. Like help him understand that it's not just like flipping a light switch with you. And I realized that because that is exactly how my wife is. She's not a love slave. Like she's not the type of person that just gonna that want to do something just to do it or just because I want to do it. Like she want to be involved in it. She want to be comfortable. She want to feel good. Like she want to feel like some care or some time has been put into it. She don't want to feel like a bucket. She don't want to feel like just a whole. She want to feel like a person that I want to connect with, that I want to be one with, that I want to build with, that I want to take my time with. And she want to be respected and appreciated, and she want to be understood. So if she went to bed, we went to bed at like maybe she went to bed 11:30. She woke up at 3:30. So she got on up. She was like, I know this is gonna be a 2 coffee day. and I'm gonna try to go to bed early. So I know she slept 3, 4 hours. That let me know she not gonna be in the mood later tonight. Cause we got my son game at 7 and we finna be sitting in the freezing cold. And she cold nature or hot nature, whichever one you call it, but she get cold easy. So whatever that's called. She get cold really easy. And so that let me know when we go to this game and we sitting in this cold shivering, she gonna be so uncomfortable when we get home, and she gonna be extremely tired, that I got to go ahead and make up in my mind, like, listen, I gotta respect that she tired. Gotta respect that she tired. And so I have to understand that. And then when I understand that, I have to realize, hold on right quick, I'm just making sure it's working right. I have to realize that she a human being. But the messages that these men pushing today is that a woman isn't a human. They're basically pushing a message that a woman is for the disposal of a man. That's the message that's being pushed. Is that this woman got to bend over backwards, do anything and everything to have a man and to keep a man. And that's a dangerous message. Because when humans were allowed to have slaves, we didn't see it as inhumane. They didn't see slavery as inhumane. They had slaves. As inhumane as that is, like, why should one human be working and slaving for another human when they got the same anatomy, they got the same biology, they got the same red blood, they both come into the world and they both gonna lead the world. Like, one is not any more superior than the other. But think about this. So if men are pushing a message that a woman has to do whatever for a man, she got to bend over backwards and break her back for a man, to have a man and to please a man and to keep a man, men are going to take that. Men are not going to say, oh, no, that ain't right. That ain't right. You saying that if I take her on a date at 7, I need to be expecting to sleep with her and she need to have that on the table as well. No, that's not right. A man hear that, gonna be like, you know what, he is right. I'm out here going out to eat. I'm paying for this dinner. This dinner gonna cost me 75. All of my rent due in a little bit. My car note due. I'm trying to rebuild my old school. And I done spent $75 on her. You know what, he right. She better have that on the table. She better be ready to bust that thing wide open. You know what? You know what? She got a child. You know what? She better not be talking about she's celibate with a child. She better be ready to come off that thing immediately. Girl, you done had a child. So when a man hear that, he not going to say, oh, that don't make no sense what he's saying. That ain't fair to that woman. It's kind of saying to it's like saying to a criminal, hey, you done committed a crime, so you just got to keep committing crime the rest of your life. You got to keep committing crime the rest of your life. You done already committed a crime, ain't no turning back for you. Now, let me ask you now, with the man in the dark or any other one of these of the minions, tell a criminal, hey man, you done already committed crime. You might well keep committing that crime. Hey, go ahead. What they'll tell them, they'll say, hey, change your life. Change your life. Be a better person. So what should we be telling somebody who done slept with people, done had children, and it haven't worked out? Should we tell them, oh, because you're not a virgin, you got to keep having sex before marriage? Or should we tell them, hey, it didn't work for you in the past, you might want to do something different. You done slept with people before, you done had kids, you might want to try abstinence because that right there didn't work. And so you have to think about it. So you got to think about that and understand what are we telling women who have a child? Oh, because you got a child, you can't be abstinent. What? That's like telling a criminal because you got a record, you can't be honest now. You got to be able to grow. So and men, this is the thing. The reason why as men we need women to be strong. Because if anything you give us, we're going to take. It's just like when the slaves said, we're going to be slaves. The people who had slaves, they took it. They didn't say, oh, NW, don't come in here putting the devil name in here now. Come on now. How you gonna don't come in here and write the devil name? We ain't saying the name of the devil in the darn chat. Come on now. And so think about this. What are we saying? What are we telling people? If we saying, oh, you got a child, so you can't be abstinent. Oh, you not a virgin, so you can't be abstinent. We telling people you can't learn. You can't grow. You can't change. You can't do it right this time because you did it wrong already. You done played the fool before. Keep playing the fool. That's what we telling people. And you can't do that. We got to have room to grow because just like with a man, if a man was a dog, instead of saying, hey, you done been a dog, you done slept with 100 women, you need to just keep on sleeping with 100 women until you catch HIV or syphilis. You need to just keep doing what you're doing. No, we need to be able to tell a man, hey, you done been a dog and you still broke, busted, and disgusted on the inside. You might have money, but you're still broken and hurting and lost on the inside. So you need to be a better person. You need to grow. You need to try something different. You need to do something different. You need to be better. And so that's what we'll do. And we got to understand that. We got to understand that. And so listen to me. I'm about to go on Zoom with this young lady to hear her dating story. I ain't gonna do too many of these now because I realize I really ain't got the time to do it. But I just kind of want to hear some of y'all stories, and then for the people who willing to share their story and put it up just so y'all could kind of see some other people's stories. But Talks with Tony is also people's stories. So the Talks with Tony episode today will go up around either 4 o'clock or 9 o'clock. 4 o'clock or 9 o'clock on YouTube. So y'all be ready for that there. And if you missed any part of this, listen back to it and get this here in your spirit. Get this here in your spirit if you missed any part of this. Because I need the men. If you got a brother, you can't really send it to your boyfriend. Well, if he send you in one of these men in the dark, then you could send him this. It's fair game then. But if you got a brother, if your daddy's single and still playing the game, you got a cousin, you got a male friend, send him this video. It's time now for men to be real men. And as men, we need strong women, because if we got weak and broke back women, then we just gonna be weak and broke back men. We need women that's gonna stand up for themselves, that's gonna speak their mind, that's gonna, be real, and that's gonna share some things out here. And, come and tell their truth. And be able to say, hey, I don't feel like sleeping with nobody right now. Hey, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. We got to be able to get to that place. So, hey, it's Tony Gaskin. God bless y'all. Let me see here. Got my Zoom interview, and I think Miss Bianca. Bianca, you on there?
Yes, hi.
Awesome. Great to meet you. Let me turn off my live here.
Okay.
All right. God bless y'all, and we'll talk soon.